Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from UPSI, subject SMQ3043 for linear programming. So today we want to explain our project design with the title is Application of Linear Programming in UPSI Student Diet Problem. In this group, we have 6 group members, which is me, Muhammad Ashakur Amar bin Abdullah, and N. Caroline Maron, Nadia Najwa binti Zulkifli, Nurliana Zafira binti Adnan, Nurliana binti Azlan, and Shazwani Afrika binti Sikan.
Project background. The practice of a balanced diet is an important thing in daily life. If a person does not practice a balanced diet, it can cause disease to the body such as obesity, food poisoning, and others. This study focuses on students of University Pendidikan Sultan Idris who are in Harun Aminur Rashid College, KHAR, and Ungku Omar College, KUO. Next, the purpose of this study was to look at the tendency of students in adopting a balanced diet in college. Ordering fast food from outside the campus and financial problem can affect a student's diet in college. Hence, linear programming was chosen to solve the diet problem because it is designed to solve some real-life situations using mathematical methods and other constraints with minimal change. Next, problem statement. Firstly, there are various factors that influence the dietary patterns of students. For example, the difficulty of cooking nutritious food, the ease of preparing junk food, and the restricted availability of healthy food items. Next, university students are at higher risk of developing unhealthy eating behaviors. For example, university students skipping breakfast, eating less fruits and vegetables, eating more fried food, and also poor exercise habits. Next, project objective. The first objective is to investigate diet pattern of UPSI Student College. Second, to discover UPSI Students College attitude toward healthy eating habits. Significance of project. Linear programming (LP) is a well-known method for solving many minimization or maximization problems including diet problems. Linear programming is widely used in a variety of industries including food and agriculture, manufacturing, engineering, and transportation. The calories is said as the objective function in the diet problem, and the constraints are the minimum nutrient intake requirements. Next, literature review. According to Ahmad Bakhoshem, on 2021, to lose weight during a diet, the number of the consumed calories should be monitored. Next, according to Muhammad Safwan Hamdi and Mazlin Damat Yusuf on 2018, adults need to practice a healthy diet to avoid any health risks. Proper diet is important to the body, including older people. And lastly, according to Eloise House, Catherine Henke, Adrian Bowman, and Becky Freeman on 2018, young people prioritize delicious, convenient, and cheap food, which is unhealthy foods compared to healthy foods that are fresh, which will cost higher. Some of the participants identify that easy and quick foods, which cost less in terms of time, are often prioritized by people on lower incomes. Next, project methodology. There are 3 phases in this project. Firstly, to identify the problem. Secondly, is data collection, and thirdly is data analysis. In the first phase of problem identification, our group member identifies and determines the real-life problem that often happen in daily life. Next, data collection. A simple survey will be conducted among UPSI students. The questionnaire about diet problem will be spread to the target group in a Google form. The target group or the sample that involved in this survey are 33 students. And finally, data analysis. The data that has been collected from the survey will be analyzed using Microsoft Excel to get the solution for this diet problem. Next, project methodology. There are three phases involved in this project. The first phase is problem identification. The second phase is data collection. And the third phase is data analysis. For problem identification phase, our group members will identify and determine the real-life problem that often happen in daily life, where in this project we choose diet problem as the real-life problem that often happen in daily life for students in UPSI. Next, after the problem has been identified, a simple survey will be conducted among UPSI students in data collection phase, where the questionnaire about diet problem will be spread to the target group in a Google form. There are 33 samples of students that involved in this survey. And finally, the data obtained from the survey will be transferred into Microsoft Excel to be analyzed and to solve this problem of linear programming in UPSI, which is student diet.
Next, collecting data and formulation. A survey is distributed to 33 students of Sultan Idris Education University UPSI. The objective of this survey are to discover each student diet pattern and student attitude toward healthy eating habits. The survey requires students to answer what they most prefer to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the first objective. Table 1 shows recommended daily intake, which is nutrient. Protein have 55 gram, fat have 46 gram, carbohydrate have 180 gram, iron have 18 mg, vitamin C have 70 mg. The linear programming models are set up as follows. Minimize X, where Cn is calorie of menu N, and Xn is menu of type N, and Amn is amount of nutrient type in menu type N. Table 2 shows that choice of common food sold at the cafe. The following are the most choice of menu by student for 3 meals a day. Majority of students pick nasi lemak for breakfast, lunch with the plain rice, fried chicken and mixed with veggie, and lastly for dinner is a cup of instant noodles. Table 3 shows that the nutritional content of menu chosen by the student for 3 meal session in a day. Thus, the following LP model from the information of collected data as is follows. This minimization problem is solved using the simplex method. Since the solution is solved using the simplex method, minimizing Z is the same as maximizing P. Hence, the solution to minimization problem can be found by solving the standard maximization problem standard form. Figure 1 shows the solution using Microsoft Excel. Based on the figure 1, the table 5 is the optimal table where all BV have 0 coefficient in row 0. The solution given that x1 equals to negative 3.5667 while x2 equals to 3.6896 and x3 equals to 1.1707. Thus, the total nutrient intake is calculated as the follow table 4. Based on the table 4, the diet pattern of students from UPSI show that the amount of nutrient taken by the student are not balanced. The results show that the amount of fat, carbohydrate and iron that taken by the student are suitable for the minimum diet pattern. Meanwhile, the amount of protein intake by the student exceeds the minimum requirement for the diet pattern. Besides, the total vitamin C intake by the student has not reached the minimum requirement. Hence, the student should improve their diet pattern to be healthier by taking more vitamin C and reducing the intake of protein to achieve the minimum diet pattern. Generally, the recommended daily calorie intake is 2000 calories a day for women and 2500 for men. Based on table 3, the majority of the calorie intake in day is 1351, which is for breakfast, the most preferred in nasi lemak. Lunch is a cup of plain rice, one piece of fried chicken, and a cup of mixed veggie, and dinner with a cup of instant noodles. The calorie intake by the student are not enough to suit the diet pattern because they lack vitamin C in their intake. This is the result for the second objective, which is student attitude toward healthy eating habit, where CN is number of students are agree and disagree with the statement, and XN is attitude of eating habits. Table 5 show the student attitude toward healthy eating habits, where the X1 is sometimes when I start eating, I just can't seem to stop. X2, I don't eat some foods because they make me fat. X3, I'm always hungry enough to eat at any time. X4, when I see something that looks very delicious, I often get hungry and I have to eat right away. X5, do you have feel hungry? Then, the table 6 show the collected data. While the X1 is yes for 25, no for 8, and X2 16 for yes, no for 17, and X3 25 for yes and 8 for no, and X4 28 for yes, 5 for no, and X5 28 for yes and 5 for no. So the total is for yes is 122 and for no is 43. Thus, the follow-everything model from the information are collected data is as follows. This minimization problem is solved using the simplest method. So as usual, before solving this LP problem, we need to change it into the standard form. Based on the figure 2, the table 2 is the optimal solution where all the BV have zero coefficient in row 0. The solution for this LP problem is x5 equals to 4.35714 and S2 equals to 21.2143. So, the conclusion from this research is, from the result, we can conclude that UPSI student attitude toward healthy eating habit is very low. It shows that students are not really concerned about their healthy eating habits. We can see that students are just eating whatever they want to eat without taking care about their own health. Nowadays, students love to eat fast food, something that looks delicious without thinking about the long-term effect of their health. Generally, we are always advised to take care of our health even at young age. Taking care of health is not just for the old people but for all of us. It just because of our health depends on how we take care of it, especially on our eating habits and how often we exercise. Our body system and health were affected by food that we take, so we must have a good attitude of healthy eating habits. Thank you.